They just killed Visa Dropbox renewals, mandatory interviews are back for millions. The easier path is gone. Starting September 2, 2025, most U.S. visa renewals will now require in-person interviews again, even for those who already had visas. For years, many travelers skipped the hassle, but under Trump's 2025 immigration policy, the shortcut is over. Everyone from students to skilled workers to global CEOs now has to show up in person. This is not just an inconvenience. It's a complete shift in how America handles non-immigrant visas, and it's going to hit millions, hard and fast. The U.S. State Department just confirmed that the interview waiver program, also known as the Dropbox option, will be revoked for nearly all categories of non-immigrant visas. Whether you're renewing an H-1B, F-1, J-1, or even an O-1, the days of mailing in your documents without showing up for a consulate interview are ending. This policy begins September 2, 2025, and it's part of a broader effort by President Donald Trump's administration to tighten immigration controls, slow down entry, and increase scrutiny at every level. Until now, applicants could qualify for interview waivers under Biden-era guidance. But those waivers are now being replaced with mandatory face-to-face appointments, regardless of prior approval. The Trump administration says it's about restoring national security. Critics say it's about making immigration harder, slower, and more expensive, by design. Mandatory interviews are back, starting September 2. The Biden-era visa waiver policy that allowed many travelers to skip interviews is officially ending. Starting September 2, 2025, most visa applicants must appear in person for consular interviews. This includes both new applicants and those who are simply renewing existing visas. No matter your history, clean record or not, the expectation is now an in-person appointment. For thousands of families, workers, and students, that adds stress, planning, and new financial burdens just to stay compliant. Who will be affected by this policy change? This rollback targets a wide set of visa holders and affects nearly every major non-immigrant category. Applicants for H visas, especially H-1B professionals, will now face increased delays. L-1 intracompany transferees are also included in the in-person mandate. So are F and M visa holders, the international students and vocational trainees who rely on timely renewals to attend school in the U.S. without disruptions. J visa holders, including exchange scholars, interns, and cultural visitors, are no longer exempt. Even O-1 visa holders, typically top-tier experts, will now need to book interviews. And yes, children under 14 and seniors over 79 are now required to attend, unless they fall into a very narrow exception. Even those traveling for urgent academic or employment timelines must now factor in this change, which risks derailing plans with just one delay. No more Dropbox, the shortcut is gone. One of the most significant casualties of this rollback is the Dropbox program, the simplified visa renewal option used during the pandemic. For repeat applicants with no prior issues, the Dropbox option allowed visa renewals by simply submitting paperwork via courier. No travel, no interview, no wait. That's over now. This convenience helped rebuild travel during COVID-19. It kept embassies functional. It helped families stay connected. And it made the U.S. a bit more accessible. But under the new policy, Dropbox eligibility is being stripped away for nearly all visa categories, including H, L, F, M, J, and O-1. If you were hoping for a fast renewal or to avoid embassy queues, that window has officially closed. Very few exceptions, interview waivers now rare. Interview waivers still exist, but they are now rare and highly conditional. Only certain diplomats or staff from international organizations still qualify, such as those in A1, A2, C3, G1 through G4, or NATO 1 to NATO 6 visa categories. There's also a tiny sliver of hope for some B1, B2, and border crossing card holders, but even that has a strict rulebook. To be considered, you must apply in your home country, have had a full validity visa, been at least 18 years old at time of last issuance, and have no visa refusals or ineligibilities. And still, the final decision rests with the consular officer. They can call you in for an interview at any point, even if you meet all conditions. In short, don't count on an exemption. Plan for the interview, because chances are, you'll be required to show up. Big trouble for visa holders and employers. This change isn't just about red tape. It's going to hurt real people, real plans, and real businesses. Imagine an H-1B worker visiting family overseas for a short break. They may now be stuck abroad for weeks waiting for an interview slot, unable to return to work in time. An F-1 student renewing their visa may miss the first month of classes, jeopardizing their academic year or even their admission. For J-1 exchange participants, delays can mean lost internship opportunities or missed cultural programs that only run once a year. Now scale this to the corporate level. Employers may see onboarding dates slip, international transfers may get postponed, project deadlines tied to globally mobile teams could collapse overnight. And it's not just tech or healthcare. Retail, hospitality, finance, education, every sector with global hires will feel the pressure. The message is clear: prepare for more delays, more planning, and more HR nightmares. What you must do before September 2, 2025. If you're planning a visa renewal or international travel, act now. The current policy is still in effect. If you're eligible for a waiver, apply immediately. Don't wait. Every day brings more demand for limited interview slots. If you don't qualify for a waiver, book your appointment early. Consulates are expected to get overwhelmed as the new rule kicks in, especially in countries with high visa volume. Students, confirm your visa status early. Don't risk missing your semester start. Renew now while some flexibility remains. Workers, communicate with your employer. Ensure your travel doesn't put your job at risk due to delays on your return. Employers, audit your global team. Create renewal timelines. Communicate policy shifts to international staff. And work with legal partners to keep operations on track. Why Trump's team is making this move now. The reinstatement of mandatory interviews aligns with Trump's 2025 immigration overhaul, a campaign promise to restore strong borders and strong vetting. The administration says in-person interviews are essential to prevent fraud and catch security risks that waivers might miss. They argue that document-only renewals weaken the vetting process and open the door to identity fraud, misrepresentation, and national security vulnerabilities. Supporters believe this restores integrity to the system. Critics call it unnecessary, punishing the many for the mistakes of a few. But make no mistake, the change is deliberate, and it reflects a return to Trump-era enforcement ideology: more formality, less leniency, and absolute discretion at the consular level. What this means for U.S. immigration going forward. This rollback isn't happening in a vacuum. It's part of a broader effort to reshape U.S. immigration into a more restrictive, more monitored system. We've already seen major changes this year: ICE raids in major cities, the end of TPS for key countries, birthright citizenship restrictions, and new deportation quotas. The mandatory interview rule is just another piece of that puzzle. For individuals, it means preparing earlier, traveling less, and budgeting more time and money for renewals. For companies, it means tightening immigration compliance, shifting hiring strategies, and preparing for global mobility disruptions. And for families, especially those with kids or aging parents, it means adjusting plans, saving more, and expecting the unexpected. What once took days may now take months. What once cost hundreds may now cost thousands. And what once felt simple now feels like a risk. This is the new reality, and the sooner you adapt, the better. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.